Yay!
We made it
Welcome,
once again.
welcome. Again. Last week not, but this time we're here again. And welcome everybody. And everybody who is here is very, very welcome. And if you share any comment, you are very welcome to share any comments or any questions. And we're very happy that you're here. And so that's really cool. Awesome, awesome. We're looking forward to another amazing talk. And today we're going to talk about self-love and our journeys, and what we learned and how we're loving ourselves right now. So yeah, so that's going to be a really, really, really nice topic. So
Yummy, 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 yummy. Oh, yeah. Welcome, everyone. And if you're here live right now, we are literally going through the first eclipse of the year. Today is a solar eclipse. The energy is very, I would want to say intense, but not intense in a bad way. I would say the energy is very potent. At least that's how I'm feeling it. And what better topic to come in today to talk about than self-love? So I'm feeling this one, like this has been like one of the greatest like topics and themes in my life lately, and literally always, and it's something that everyone talks about, and we have practices, and like literally everyone talks about this, but literally and practically and humanly, what does it mean to actually love ourselves? Because loving ourselves is not like a practice that we do, like it's not these tiny things that happen sometimes. It's an ongoing process until we die. you know so this is what we're excited to talk about today. Yeah, Janneke, if you want to start sharing, like what does self-love really mean to you, and how has your journey been, like, yeah, what's on your heart about it? Yeah.
yeah, my journey is like I didn't love myself at all when I was like beginning 20s. I was very critical of myself. I didn't love myself. I think I even hated myself and how I looked. I was much bigger, and I didn't like who I was or how I looked. And then after I got a burnout, I went to like a hypnotherapist, and I got affirmations to saying like I love myself, and I couldn't even say it without crying. Um, and I needed to say it a lot of times to myself, and that is what it's like really starts the journey. It's like saying it to yourself inwardly, and maybe also to like a mirror. At one point in the beginning, it's not there yet, but the more you do it, the more you really feel it. And a couple of years later, I was at um, a yoga training for children, and we were doing children's games, and we are just saying yes, no, and sometimes, and we just have to run to the corner of the room when they ask a question. And when they say like, "Who loves chocolates?" Yeah, everybody run to yes. And then so who loves her? Yeah, who loves herself? And I was just standing there with just like a couple of people, just with a couple of people, and everybody was. Most of the people were at sometimes, and one person was at no, and we were just with 4 or 5 people. We're at yes, we love ourselves. And then I was like, wow, that I'm like here standing and really feeling that. And another woman asking me, saying to me later, oh, I saw you standing there so proud. I would love to stand on that side one day. And I was like, I was so happy that I went that far, and I finally could like, like be like, hey, yes, I love myself, and I'm feeling that. And I was like, oh yeah, I came really a long way from feeling really not loving myself to really loving myself. And it gets like more, like every time it's a bit more. And so I'm really like, I can really say out loud now, I love myself. yeah, without any emotions involved. And that is like just nice ones, of course, feeling good about it. And yeah, and in the past I couldn't. So that's, yeah, it's quite a journey it's been.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Well, thank you for sharing that. That was a little unexpected for me. Like, I had no idea you were going to share something like that. And now that made me think of my own childhood and my own journey, like a long time ago. And so that's also what I'm going to share. I didn't know I was going to share this, but yeah, it has not been always like this. And it's an ongoing journey. um yeah, like honestly, that made me think of my childhood to the point of like, it was not just not loving myself, it's more like not even wanting to be here, not even wanting to be alive, like. And going from that, from so much pain and so much hurt and all of that, that I didn't even want to necessarily be here, be me, be alive, because I felt so much pain by being me. That, whoa, that took me on a whole journey. That took me on a whole journey that it's still unraveling right now, of discovering, okay, then who am I? Like, who am I? Like, if I don't feel good, then why is it? Why am I here? Why do things feel so weird around me? And so from very young, I started really observing um, reality around me, and always feeling like super awkward, super like I didn't belong, like everything was very weird, and like I'm the only one finding it very, very weird, you know? And when you were telling that story, and I was imagining these little Maddies, and if where would I be? What corner would I run to? Honestly, the Maddie that came to me was one that just froze in the center, and she couldn't even choose.
Mm.
She couldn't even move. So she couldn't even have the ownership of choosing and being seen in her choice of like saying either yes or sometimes or no. So what I saw when you were sharing that was, I saw this little Maddie of me just freezing. And I'm literally just going through this right now, and I'm like, whoa, that is an eclipse download for me right now. I just share that like with everyone in the moment as it was happening. Okay. And but yeah, also like, that was what brought me in this journey of like trying to figure out who I am, what I like, what then resonates, like what spaces and environments and people actually do feel like home, do feel like safe and nurturing and harmonious and all of that. Um, yeah, and it's funny right now. I'm caught up in surprises as you share that, like to just I'm receiving like a movie screen of my life, and like just having an awareness of where we came from and all the past version of ourselves and all the things we experienced in the past and in our childhood and all that. It's so humbling, epic, beautiful, and magical to see how it all weaves together in one tapestry that is what I call my life, because it's all of it. It doesn't like, we don't start anywhere. We start when we are born. And but yeah, we start like being ourselves, but maybe we don't start loving ourselves at all in the beginning of our journey. And maybe there are people that are like 70, 80, and that's when they finally love themselves, like, and that's when they feel free and fulfilled and all of that. So great. I love this little bit of story time. That was intense, and that was some energy moving and alchemy right there for everyone to experience real time. Thank you, Janneke. And yeah, and right now I want to bring it back to this moment in our lives. What 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 does it mean? What does it look like? What does it feel inside and around us to love ourselves? Like, how is it practically happening in our lives? How are we doing it in our day to day, in every moment? Like, in this present moment, how are we experiencing that?
For me, it's like the moment I love myself more, I feel more what I want to do or not. Before I was like always like what was asked of me, like, huh? And then the moment I start loving myself, I was for the first time saying no, like, and having more boundaries. So like and feeling also in my body what is my yeses, what am I no. So and that is also for me really important, because before I was not aware of what I was feeling in my body. So now more I feel self love for myself. I feel much more like what do I want and what do I don't want, and that is, and also the thoughts that also arises, like you're like more aware of your thoughts, like you can really like you can um, for me it's like journaling is very helpful. Like I try to be like my biggest fan while I'm journaling, like you can do it, I'm supportive, because I think because like also where I grew up, like quite like I was criticized, and so I kept on like with that in my head. So I needed to shift my own thoughts of being like my biggest supporter, and saying like good things to myself. Oh yeah, you did that great. Or like instead of like, oh, I forgot that, it's like, oh, next time, and you keep learning. But it's also like being kinder to yourself in your thoughts, and and also with affirmations that also really helps. Like you're doing your best, and you can do better the next time. But it's always yeah, I think that we are the hardest on ourselves, and that is what I really learned, to be more kind to myself in my thoughts and what I say to myself, and that is really something that is really important. And also like my body, like I like more connected with my body, and then is also I feel like I make better choices also health wise in what I eat, and that is something that helps me also a lot. And yeah, I'm being more aware of that. And still sometimes I'm like, yeah, hell yes, I want this, but not all the time. That I'm like like before I was like really like strict, like, oh, I want to be vegan, I want to be raw. And now I'm like, well, a bit more like whenever I feel like it, I eat as healthy as possible. But sometimes when I feel like it, then it's like, yeah, also um, I'm a bit more like kinder to myself. Like,
Mm. Mm. Yeah, there's so much here, so much there. Mm. Feeling into where I want to live. Yeah, like being more gentle with ourselves. That's a big one, right? That we can be our biggest cheerleaders and our biggest like I don't know the opposite of that word, but like we can be really not helping ourselves. And and yeah, like the center point that I want to weave is that that center is awareness. like awareness again of what you were saying, awareness of how I'm thinking, awareness of how I'm feeling, how my body is feeling, just awareness that comes again from being present in the body and not just in the mental space or in whatever dimension out of the body. But it's like honoring this human that it's here in this body, and honoring this body and what it needs to feel good and healthy and all of that. But for that, the consciousness, the me that is inside this body, as this body, needs to be aware of what's working and what's not working. And that starts again in my own mind, like the thoughts that I'm thinking, like consciously and unconsciously, especially unconsciously. How do I perceive things in my life? How do I see myself? Like, what am I projecting? Like, yeah, what's going on in my mind? What is in there? Like, Maddie, like, let's see, like, what's in there? Is it helpful or is it not? Like, maybe let's change some things. Let's do something about it. And that's when the practices come, the journaling, the dancing, the meditation, the yoga, the whatever bubble baths, like whatever it is, reading a book, like whatever it is for us in the moment. And yeah, and again, it's like we have all these tools available in the moment that we can choose from. And some moments, the best thing for me and what feels like more self-love is like to choose this, and some other times it is to choose that. But for me to know, so for example, so in this moment, for example, what you're sharing with food, in this moment, the best, most truest way for me to love myself is to eat this and to really enjoy it. And in another moment, it can be the very same food, but the most loving thing I can do for myself is actually to choose something else or to not eat or like whatever it is. But for that awareness to be there, I need to be present. And it's kind of very simple. I just need to be present and then take ownership. If I do want to love myself, to take ownership and then act on it, act on the intuition, act on the feeling that says, right now, this is not the best thing for you to do, it's not the thing for you to be eating. And then listening. So first we need to be aware, listening, feeling, okay, this doesn't feel good, but then also having the power that comes from loving ourselves to then do something about it. And so it's display of both awareness and then action, awareness and action, awareness and action, awareness that is just presence, and the intuition comes from being present, and the action is me owning my human and my power, loving myself, and then doing something about it. Because if I'm just aware of it and I'm not doing something about it, then how aware am I really? Because if we're just aware of things but not changing, then what's the point? So yeah, like it's been all of those things for me lately, the awareness in my mind. And yeah, I want to share this, like you said also about journaling. In the beginning of this in this year, I decided literally completely suddenly, like I didn't think about it. I was like going to bed, and all of the sudden, I decided, oh, this year I'm gonna write every day, like every day, and I'm gonna be crazy about it. And I'm really mean every day, meaning from midnight to midnight, and I need to write before like the midnight stops, even if I'm still awake. It's whatever. Like I'm literally honoring like the times and the hours. And journaling has been one of the biggest, most powerful tools and experiences I've been having in my life, because it makes me first like share and let it out, and then become aware of what the fuck I just wrote, and then changing it down, and all of that, and then also having compassion for myself and for the journey that I'm in, also not being so hard on myself, and like, again, being more gentle. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, journaling is really, really beautiful. And sometimes there are also things coming out you didn't even know, or like what, or you were like just automatically writing, and you look back at it and it's like, oh, did I write that? I have this also. I have like a lot of writings, and I made it like I want to make a book of it, but it's like I forget again, and then I look back at it. It's like, oh, did I write that? And it's like not as if I look back at it all the time, like I see it as new. So it's really interesting. It's like I get like almost like inspired by my own words. It's really great. It's strange to read it, and then but it's like really interesting what comes up from the subconscious.
Mm. Yeah, you just said it, and I thought about something else, which is like the past versions of ourselves, the current version or versions of ourselves, and the future versions. And I've been noticing more and more things like, oh, Maddie from the past really knew what she was saying, but along the journey, I kind of forgot about it. But I'm reading what I wrote, and I'm like, whoa, that's really good. Like, wow, I need to apply that. I need to embody that. I need to not forget that. And then also, like, I notice myself doing things where I'm like, okay, Maddie of now is gonna wash the dishes because Maddie of tomorrow is gonna be so happy to wake up and have no dirty dishes in the sink. And then I do it, and then the day after I'm like, oh, Maddie from yesterday, yes, I'm so happy you did it. Like, thank you. And this also happens, for example, like Maddie's that past versions of Maddie, future versions of Maddie would go to the gym and doing yoga, for example. And it's like, Maddie of right now might be like, I don't feel it. And I can be like, I'm gonna love myself and just stay comfortable and not go. That's the most loving thing I can do for myself. And sometimes that's true. Sometimes not going, it's the most loving thing I can do for myself. Other times it's like, yeah, Maddie of right now. I know the Maddie of right now doesn't want to go, but the Maddie in 2 hours after going to the gym will feel so good. So good. I mean, like, oh, I feel so powerful and good, and I feel so alive, and my body feels so good. It's so yummy to be alive. And then like I connect all those Maddies, the past and the future versions, and then I let them communicate and help me out in the present moment to make the best choices. This has been so huge for me in my life lately, and I might go much deeper into exactly this piece that I just shared on other videos. But seeing how past versions of me are helping me now, and how future versions of me that are not here yet are already helping me. They are telling me, Maddie, do this, do that. Like, for example, future yoga gym Maddie. It's like, oh, I feel so powerful and flexible and healthy. My body feels so good. Like, wow, I feel so good in my body. And then I allow that Maddie from the future to come and inspire me. This Maddie that is lazy to then go to the gym, like, and it's this whole conversation and interweaving of past and present and future versions of myself, all collaborating and helping each other. Like we call like our higher self. It's like, yeah, the future version of myself. Like, yeah, let's connect. It's not like this higher version. It's like super ethereal, not and all of that. Like it's also like super grounded and embodied. So I get to connect with it and ask for guidance. Yeah.
Because that's a really interesting thing, because we're like we're it's really good if you like on one hand you want to live life as much as possible, carpe diem, do everything. Maybe you die tomorrow, but on the other hand, I also want to live like I have 1,000 more years. So if I'm good for my body and good for my like eating healthy and good for my body, like maybe I'll for the long run, I'm making now a better choice by doing the yoga. Um, so you can check for the long run, but also I did it in the past. First, I didn't do anything. Then I did it like too rigorously, like 40 days this yoga set, and then 40 days this yoga set. And I woke up in the morning at 6 and did all my yoga and my mantras and my meditations. And I think I needed to do that discipline first. And then now just most of the time I do my yoga, but when I don't feel it, I don't. So it's like where I used to in the past pushed myself, now I am like, okay, it's okay if I don't feel it. But you need to feel yourself, like, hey, do I gonna push myself, or maybe this time yes or no? Just like really feel it. And it's the same with food. I went totally like let it all go, and I became like very like quite big. And then I went like all the other way, like counting calories and doing like eating as healthy as possible. And like everybody was like at one point like was like almost fearful of me because I lost so much weight. But now like yeah, now I'm very happy with where I am now. And but it's I make the choices much more like aware in the moment.
Wow. Janneke, seriously, I'm loving these conversations more and more. Like, wow. Like, that just, like, whoa, like another perspective. Again, I'm loving the examples that we are giving. So, the example, for example, that was funny, about the gym. So sometimes I have the energy that the most loving thing to do for myself is like to push myself to go to the gym. And some other times it's like I just need to push myself to actually go there, but not in a way where I'm pushing. It's like, no, Maddie, you get to go to the gym. Like, chill. Like, you're going for yourself. You can go slowly. You can go fast. You can go whatever time you want. Like, you can do like a super focused, hard, masculine training, or you can just do yoga. You can stay for 10 minutes or 2 hours. Like, I can do whatever I want. And then I'm like, oh yeah, yeah, like I don't need to like make such a big deal out of it. Like it's okay, like chill. And the other thing that it's funny because there are like pieces in this transmission and this sharing that we are having that I never shared publicly. And this is the other thing that I'm going to share that I don't think I ever shared, like I'm going to share right now, which is that I also, with food, I went all the way vegan. All of the sudden, like literally all of a sudden, I watched those documentaries that everyone knows the name. I watched like 3 or 4 of those documentaries, and like one day, like out of nowhere, I went full on vegan out of nowhere. And I said I went full on vegan, but I first just stopped eating meat, and then after like a few weeks or something like that, then I physically met other people who were also like not eating meat, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm not the only one. It's not just on the internet. Like actually, physical people in my reality are also doing it. Okay, let's do it. And then I went all the way, and I was eating fruit, and I hated like beans, uh, uh, types of beans and protein, like everything that was protein. I hated it. I hated all the vegan protein. I could not. I not only hated it, but my belly didn't digest it nicely. So every time I would eat like vegan burgers or whatever, my belly would feel it. And guys, I haven't eaten meat in 10 years. 10 years. And this is a very long conversation that I will probably share soon. But I then started. There were days where I felt really good being a, how do you call it, like a raw vegan, blah blah blah, like just eating fruits and nuts for a long time, feeling like super high energy and all that, but also super hungry, and then like like all of it. Then like judging people because they were eating meat, and like and then all the stories, and then preaching about it and wanting like other people to be vegan and trying to save the planet and the animals and like all of that with all the beautiful intentions. And slowly over the years I started having a lot of problems with minerals and with feeling strong and healthy in my joints, in my teeth, in my body. And one day, this is funny, it was with Janneke. I was with Janneke, and we were in this beautiful place, which had like surrounded by nature, this homey nature with all the fruits and vegetables and all of that, and chickens with eggs and all of that. And after 8 years, because I was in a very emotionally unstable and insecure and vulnerable place. In that moment, I tried my first egg with Janneke after 8 years. And I don't know if you remember Janneke, but I fucking cried. I cried. And just
At
thinking
least
about it.
it was at least there were eggs that were fed, so like organic grains and organic vegetables from the garden from us. So it's like you know what you're
Yeah.
eating.
Yeah. And that was the only reason. Like if it
Oh,
was like a normal
I
egg, I
can
wouldn't
imagine.
eat it, and I cried, and that was such a time shift for me, a huge release that shifted everything. And then slowly I started eating some eggs and cheese, and then I would feel super guilty, and then I couldn't tell my vegan friends and like all these stuff, and like, oh my god, and like all this whole process. And right now I eat everything except meat. But to be fully
Mm.
honest, my body has been craving, like sometimes someone is eating meat in front of me and my body salivates. My body like is like, oh my god, I miss it so much. But then a part of me is like, no, I eat it for like 10 years. I can wait a little longer, like and then like if I eat it once, then I ruin the whole 10-year thing. Like this, there's all these things that I'm aware of, and it's again a choice that I'm making in the moment. But again, uh long story short, I will share more about that some other time, but that was a whole journey, seriously. But yeah, right now in this moment, it's more about, yeah, honoring the moment. Like sometimes eating like cheese or like something that I know it's like not the best, or like bread or whatever, but it feels so good and it's so yummy and I love it and I feel so good. And other times I eat it and I feel like my belly's like, yeah, that was the best choice. So it's literally having to be present in the moment to then tune into in the moment what actually feels best, and then keep playing, keep experimenting, and keep enjoying and being gentle with ourselves, and freaking have fun with it.
Yeah, and sometimes your body say like this one too far, and then I'm like, okay, next time better. So you learn also from that.
Uh-huh. Oh, so
Yeah,
yummy.
but yeah, we need to be more aware of all the choices we make in any moment, and that is like, and that, like from what, where does it come from? For love for yourself, and with more love comes like more awareness. But there's less fear. So you make the choices not from fear, but from love for yourself. So the choices get better, and you're more aware of the choices. You're more conscious while you're making the choices, and you're also more aware of all the little details of like all the different perspectives or like timelines, or what you say, like versions of yourself. uh, which one will, who knows what they're still walking around in other dimensions or whatever, or giving you signs, or like, yeah, if you do this it's better. But it's like you always know what to do better. It's like this this is the best choice, but yeah, who knows, like maybe one moment you feel like making this one, another moment you feel like they make that one. And also being more like not only kind to self, but also knowing that you also don't know always what yourself. So like letting go of those expectations of yourself that you have to be a certain way, like you have to be like perfect, or no, you can just like without any mask, and like just like loving yourself as you are in any moment. That it doesn't matter, like. And that is also so beautiful, because like you love yourself as you are, and then you are just very much yourself, and others also just love you as you are. And then that is really nice. It's like you don't have to, there's no. And that is what we're going, I feel like. We're getting more and more transparent, like you can talk about anything. Nothing is out of like, we can't express or talk about. It's just like it's all in the open. We're like fully transparent.
Mm-hmm. That's a whole nother topic that I would love
Yeah.
to dive deep. Just that, just the topic of transparency and authenticity, and that literally everything is becoming more and more see-through. Um, yeah. Oh, so again, like, mm, we're all a bunch of weirdos, and the more we own our own weirdness and our own uniqueness, the more fun we have. And well, that was unexpected. I didn't know I was gonna say that right like that. But like seriously, guys, like seriously, we're all a bunch of weirdos in different ways. Own your weirdo, let me own my weirdo, and let's all have fun, because why not? And again, like the self-love part is also like listening to yourself. So Janneke, I can tell you that the best for you is to do this and to eat that and to do this and like that. But then like, and you can even pay me, like like we pay coaches and healers and mentors. You could even pay me, and I could tell you, oh, or I give you a reading, whatever it is. Oh, this is gonna happen, or this is what you should be doing, blah blah blah. Ultimately, we always need that presence and embodiment and awareness in the moment to then choose and decipher and really be conscious of, is this resonating, is this actually what I feel it's best for me. Because sometimes someone can mirror something to us, reflect something to us, and we don't get it. But it's because we're not open, but what they were saying was actually very helpful for us. But we were like not open or ready to receive that. Other times they are saying something, either if it's with very good intentions or with very bad intentions. And ultimately it needs to be me feeling and being present, taking ownership of my life and my intuition, which should be the only and highest like guidance that we take. We can take inspiration and be activated by others, and we can like ask for advice and for people's support and input, but ultimately it's right here. The answer is right here. We just need to be present and listen. And but for that we need to really love ourselves, to know when someone is trying to help me or whatever, and I'm not open to it, or like I'm like there's something off with my own energy. or when someone is saying something and actually, no, that's not for me right now, or maybe not ever. Maybe just in that moment, that's not, no, no, no. Like, good for you, but for me, no. And the more we honor ourselves, and what you were sharing previously also about boundaries, the more I'm like, actually, I'm not gonna go there because I don't feel good there. Or maybe I don't feel good there, but I'm gonna go because I know I'm gonna grow from it, and I'm gonna dive deeper into myself. And again, no one can give us this. It's us. It's our own presence and gift that is always there. We always get to tune into our intuition and choose what feels good in the moment. Sometimes I might feel like going to an ecstatic dance because I want to have fun and blah blah blah, and then go through like a trigger or worst time of my life. And sometimes I might choose not to go because I want to be with myself, and that's what feels best. Sometimes I'm like, I don't feel like going, but it's because unconsciously I'm aware, or again, unconsciously, so I'm not aware that I'm gonna have a certain trigger or something there that's uncomfortable, but it's gonna be good for me. And that's why I'm thinking maybe of not going. And maybe sometimes I don't go and I'm like, oh, I missed out. I felt maybe I would like to maybe have an after. And maybe you do go and you go through the uncomfortable thing, and then it's like, whoa, that was amazing. That was very uncomfortable, but then it was really great. And again, it's these choices and awareness that we get to experiment with and try out and play. And again, everyone can love you or everyone can hate you. Some people can love you, some people might not care at all. But ultimately, what matters is how you feel about yourself, because you are born and until you die, you are only and always by yourself with yourself. So it's like when I'm alone, like laying at bed at night, I want to like feel good about myself and about my life. So I cannot help you with that. You cannot help me with that. We can have all these inspiration, all these posts and things that inspire us, books we read, and activations and ecstatic dances and retreats and all of that. But ultimately, it's us. It's in the moment. Yeah.
Yes, and owning your yeses and owning your no's and really like feeling that. But first, you need to have that connection with your intuition to really feel that, to really feel your yes and no. What does a yes or what does a no feel in your body, or what, or maybe it's a I don't know. It's like it's all welcome, and really feel it. Really feel it what you need, and just like being your own best friend. Like you yeah, like you said, like you're the one with yourself all the time. So make sure that you're like enjoying your own company. Make yourself the best friend, say nice things to yourself. And also when I'm like journaling, I don't know how many times I always write like you're loved and you're worthy, you're enough, you're amazing. It's like I feel like I need to that reminders like for myself and also others. Like, hey, because we first always thought differently. We were told differently and we were taught differently as well. So that's why we now need to reprogram ourselves and be there for ourselves. And yeah, we have a long way to go with ourselves. So let's enjoy it and just know you don't have to fear of being left, like the fear of missing out, missing out the FOMO. It's like the party is here anyway. Wherever you are, there is the party.
Oh. Oh. Oh, yes. You are the vibe. Oh, Janneke. Also, something else that you shared that I really loved, and this will resonate and maybe also trigger a lot of us, which is like, sometimes we have these thoughts that like you were saying that you write to yourself, I am powerful, I can do it, I believe in myself. Sometimes with certain perspectives of what spirituality and enlightenment and all of those things are, that might be perceived as feeding the ego and like an illusion and all of that. But don't we do that for everyone else? Don't we inspire and try to inspire and uplift and motivate other people? Aren't we all reminding other people that they are worthy, that they are powerful, that they can live the life of their dreams, that this can be better? But then we can't do that for ourselves. What the? And this is something that it might seem like so obvious, but I've been really diving into this more and more. Like that we have this natural tendency to share, to give, to offer, to bless others, and we cannot do that for ourselves. What? Like I can inspire your human, but I cannot inspire mine. I cannot give my human love because I'm so identified with the ego and with the human and with her that I cannot even love that and inspire that. Then something is very weird there then. And what you're sharing, like I finally get that. I'm finally feeling that, like literally in the last few days, literally days. Of course, it's been years and months and all that, but especially in the last few days, like being like actually being that support for my human. And so I'm not identified as the human that doubts itself. There is a part of me that is there, and then there's a part of me at the same time that's like, believe in you. I know you. I see you. And because I see you, I know you're fucking scared. I know you're doubting, but I'm not. Because I see that and I see everything else that you're not able to see because you're feeling that right now. And so I've been playing that game, and that I've been weaving that connection with myself and the different aspects of myself. Whereas like I'm taking my own advice. I'm taking in the inspiration that I'm sharing with others. You know, like you can do this. You can make faces. You what? Yeah, I can do it too. Like, yeah, believing in myself, like cheering myself up. Like, why not? Why not? Like, who would it hurt for you to empower yourself and to love yourself and be a little bit more gentle and nurturing with yourself? Who would it hurt? No one. Who would it bless? Probably everyone. Because you feel better, because people around you feel better, because you're then an inspiration for other people. Like, why not? Like, how can it be such a taboo thing in even the spiritual community to really empower ourselves and love ourselves? Because there are still people that are like pointing fingers and being like, oh, that's your ego, you think you're so great, like blah blah blah. But what's so wrong with that? What's so wrong with, because those people that are now super confident, they were probably not like that before. Can you imagine the journey that they must have been through to now be courageous enough to be that confident with themselves and show that to the world, even if that triggers others, even if they point fingers and they put you on the pedestal and say, oh, you think you're so good and so enlightened and so whatever. Let's all chill. Let's all chill and love on ourselves. Like let's chill.
Let's support each other. And I also feel like whenever I'm sharing something, when it's like I feel like sharing, I'm like sharing love. I'm sharing like tricklings of love everywhere. Like that's why I also love social media. There I can share my love. Like what I share is like inspiration, I have like people feeling bad. I was like, oh, sending you love and healing. And it's like, I just like sharing, people asking me questions, like advice, like wherever I can, I sprinkle my love. And you see this energy, yeah? And I see this love energy. And that is what shifted my perspective about like love and feeling love is if you think of people that you know, like like your family, your friends, you feel that love inside yourself about oh this person, this person, this person. But you feel that love in yourself. It's your love, and you can grow that love, and you can feel that love. It's not from the other person. It's just like if you think of this person, you feel it. So it's still inside of you, and you can grow that, and more you become just love, and you yeah, you feel that inside yourself, and then you feel that, and it's like the more you focus on that, the more you are that. Like here's some love, there's some love. What can I do to love even the like everything even more? And how can you share your love in whatever way that is in the moment? And when you have that, you are like overflowing, and with energy and love, like yeah, love energy, and then you can just like oh yeah, overflow and give that to people, and by giving it you receive it back because you feel that love inside yourself while you're giving it, so you giving it also to yourself, like your battery constantly you're charging yourself up and charging others, lighting yourself up and lighting others, igniting each other.
That was so beautifully it.
Lots of nuggets in this whole
Like this one, like wow, I'm so grateful we're here doing this on the eclipse. Like the magic is epic right now. Oh yeah, loving ourselves, and the power that that has on our lives and everyone around us, and how you were saying we the more we amplify this energy inside of us, the more we emanate it, and the more we attract and resonate with other people resonating in that frequency, and the more we just bless everyone. Like the more blessed we feel, the more blessed we bless everyone. More amazing things keep happening, and and sometimes it's like it's not like the circumstances in our lives need to change for us to love ourselves and feel better. Sometimes things can be exactly as they are, but just as opening and shifting a little and being a little more gentle, then even if the circumstances stay the same, we feel a whole different. And maybe, and this is what happens, the better we feel, then also the reality starts changing. Um, but what I mean by this is that we don't need to wait for anything to start feeling better now. We can simply choose to think thoughts that feel better, to do something that feels good, like to remember a person that we love, like Janneke, like you were saying, Janneke, like we need to postpone the love. We don't need for the money to come in, for your lover to come in, for your manifestation to come in, for the whole world to be healed and happy and healthy in 5D Earth. Like we get to honor it all. In every moment, there is infinite possibility and availability of love for us to tap into, feel, and expand and share with others. So why not do that?
And if that's difficult for someone, I will share one of my favorite love frequencies. That with the music is very loving, the frequency is very loving, and with subliminal messages that are very loving. So I will post it underneath the YouTube. It's one of my favorite ones.
Thank you. And yeah, now seriously, um, as we kind of, as I'm feeling the energy kind of wrapping up, um, seriously, you guys, what I want to share for for you who is watching is like, let's freaking connect and let's be the vibe, because that's the whole freaking point. Yeah, we go through triggers. Yes, we go through challenges and pain. Yes, yes, yes. But we are here and there's so much to celebrate. There's so much to be grateful for. There's so much magic that can happen when we open our hearts, even if it's just a little, and we come together. The more we open, because if I wasn't open for myself, I wouldn't be open to connect with you, Janneke, in this way, and to then share our connection with other people if I wasn't open with myself. And so the invitation, it's like, love yourself. It's such a weird thing to say, like, please love yourself, please love your human, please honor all of it, please be gentle with yourself, like, please take ownership of your life and your energy and how you're feeling, and please know that there are other people who are here fully open and in this frequency of love. And that doesn't mean that we don't go through our stuff. We go through our stuff, but we keep loving and growing and celebrating all of it, because that's the whole point of us being human and being on this journey. And so, again, please come out of hiding. If this resonates, please come out of hiding. We are all here waiting for you. There's so much love and abundance and magic available. But if we're always only observing or retreating or postponing or hiding, then it's like everything is right here, but I'm walking like, no, no, I don't see it, I don't feel it. I'm but then I'm like, I just open, and then it's like, oh, it's all right here, yay, you know. And so yeah, I'm just, this is for you. Don't do it for me. Don't do it for anyone. Do it for you because it feels good for you. And because there are so many other beautiful people that you get to connect with and have fun with, the more you open. Let the magic unfold. Open yourself to yourself. If you need to cry and rage and whatever, do that. But also love yourself and be gentle with yourself and keep going. Make it a little easier. And know that you're not alone. We are all here. We are all right here. That's it.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, really, really beautiful. And like, we're here to connect with like-minded beings, and we're here to connect, like, to share what we need to share. But we are also here to help. What we are like, if someone really needs help with certain things, with connection to your intuition, with like healing or whatever, like you or with coaching, you also can reach out to us. So yeah, really feel where you are in your journey, and reach out if you feel you want help in that, because that is what also people is really difficult for, is like asking for help. And we also needed a lot of help from others, even from each other during the journey. We were also there for each other, and also there for others. So that's why, like, don't be afraid to look, to ask for that as well, and you don't have to do it all by yourself. And it's really nice to have like-minded and loving beings there also to guide you through the journey, and to guide you to yourself. And that is a beautiful journey to really that you can tap into your own energy, and can tap into your own intuition, and knowing what you want, and say, like, owning your yeses and your nos, and so that you know that you can always also reach out to us.
Thank you, Janneke. Again, that was so beautiful that I was having like chills and goosebumps all over my body. And literally, I closed my eyes for a moment, and when I opened my eyes back, the colors looked different. Yeah, so ultimately, you shared that in such a beautiful and pure way. That was really so beautiful to witness and also to receive and feel. Is that, yeah, we're all walking each other home. We're all here together, and if we need support, there is infinite support available. Again, tuning into our intuition, we know where we are guided to go. And so, as we are on this journey of loving ourselves and connecting and living our lives, we obviously naturally feel called to inspire and help other people, knowing that the power is within us, knowing all of that, but also knowing that we are humans and we are a community and we get to hold hands. We get to support each other in different aspects. Right now, I might ask Janneke for support and receive a healing from her, for example. And other times, she might ask for help and support from me or from someone else. And there doesn't have to be, again, comparison or hierarchy or any of those blah blah blahs. Like, we're all human, we're all here. If you feel called to receive support from any of us, me or Janneke, we are available. We have containers, we have our services and our offerings that we offer the world. And this is the journey. This is it. Is like loving myself, taking ownership for my life, then finding the others. Finding the others, holding hands, dancing together, and being here for each other. And for some pieces in my life, in some moments, Janneke can give me the exact keys that I need in those moments. So I go to her because I can feel it and I go there. And the same way, you will be guided to the people who hold keys that you're now ready to activate. This is how we play. This is how we find each other. So natural and easy. And it's all available. Thank you so much.
Yes, you too. That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Ah.
Thank you, Janneke. That was so nurturing and yummy. And I literally feel very nurtured by this weaving, this connection. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you for everyone watching. Thank you for being here and feeling it. And bless you on your journey. And if we're meant to find each other, well, you already found us, like we already found each other. But if we're meant to keep weaving together and playing together, then that's what's gonna happen. So I'm excited to have more beautiful people come into my fields and find more people and to collaborate and to weave and to activate and celebrate together.
Yay. Thank you, everybody, and wish you all lots of love.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you. Bless us all.